Hey, it's time for another Wisdom of the Masters. I am Sean Webb. Today's mastery comes from Bhante Gunaratana, who said this: the you that goes in one side of the meditation experience is not the same you that comes out the other side. Now, what is Bhante talking about here when he's talking about the you that enters one side of the meditation experience is not the same you that comes out the other side? Well, there's one simple explanation of this, is connected with Heraclitus not stepping into the same stream twice, which is you can never step into the same stream, in that you step into the stream and then you step back out and then you step into the same stream and maybe even the exact spot. But something about that stream has changed from one snapshot to the next. The stream has moved a little bit. The atoms of the water have flown downstream. The fish have moved. The silt at the bottom of the stream has moved. Maybe a bank has collapsed in between the time you stepped in the first time and the time that you stepped in the second time. And so the stream is not the same stream. And so you cannot, of course, be the same person that you entered a meditation as you exited the meditation, because something within you has changed. Your body has changed, your blood has moved, your thoughts have changed, etc. That's a very simplistic explanation of this saying. The deeper meaning, however, is what happens within meditation in general, in that you have a sense of self within you, which is your mind's creation of you. It's the laundry list of things that your limbic system must defend against when it's doing its analysis of the world's threats. Is this a threat? Is this person a threat? Is this headline a threat? Is this thought a threat? Well, a threat to what? And so your mind must then have a definition of self to say, well, I am not a tree and I don't have leaves, so that leaf cutter ant is not a threat to me. Or I am not a Republican, so that Republican headline is not a threat to me, right? So what happens, however, in meditation is that we enter a state where we are in meta-awareness, where we are taking our mind and turning it back in on our mind and finding out what our mind is doing and focusing our attention, on something specific, be it a breath or a mantra or something that we are focused upon to quiet our mind. But then we're also aware of the distractions that come up within our mind. So when we think about, oh, what do I need to have for lunch today? Or, oh, I forgot to do this thing, or whatever it is that distracts us from our meditation, that is an exercise in itself that we're taking our awareness and we're turning it back in on our mind to say, okay, well, hold on, got to refocus, got to reclaim my breath, got to do whatever it is that I'm doing in my meditation. And what that does from a subconscious standpoint is that our mind's sense of self is usually our brain's activity, our mind's activity, or the mess of noise that's going on inside our brain. But when we meditate, we notice that we are not just the brain's activity, the mind's activity, but we're also the awareness outside of that can look at that. And if there's some sort of observation going on, just like a tooth can't bite itself, a fingertip can't touch itself, an olfactory nerve can't smell itself, there must be separation between the perceived and the perceiver. And so at the subconscious layer in our mind that is in charge of keeping track of our sense of self, that guy goes, wait a second, or girl goes, wait a second, I thought I was just the noise of this mind. I thought I was just the activity of the mind's movement that was going on, but now I need to understand that I'm the mind and then I'm also the observation of that mind. Well, now I need to rewrite the sense of self, because where before I was just the mind's noise, now I'm the mind's noise and the thing that can perceive the mind. Well, now I need to expand my definition of self out a little bit. And so effectively what that does is, previously you had these mind problem rocks that would come into your mud puddle and splash water out, making you feel less of a person and rocking your boats and maybe even sinking one. Well, now your mud puddle of self goes out into a pond of self, or a lake of self, or an ocean of self, or an infinitude of self, depending on how long you're meditating. And so the subconscious awareness that's in charge of your mind expands out a little bit every time that you meditate. It allows you to feel that existence that is beyond your mind. And your subconscious awareness then has to rewrite its definition of self to say, I'm not just this noise, I'm the noise and the awareness of the noise. And so you expand out during that meditation. And so this is exactly what Bhante was talking about when he said, you are not the same person when you enter the meditation as you are when you leave, because physiologically, your brain changes. Your definition of self in the middle, for the better, by the way, because studies prove that a ton of awesome stuff happens. Your stress levels decrease, your heart rate decreases, your blood pressure decreases, your ability to handle anger increases, your immune system even increases. There's one study showing that when you sprayed some flu virus up the nose of an individual who'd been meditating versus a control group, the meditators got the sniffles less, right? So there's some amazing things that happen. And the reason that that happens is because your mind expands outward a little bit to include this observational you, which is beyond just your mind's noise. And so you're not the same person that you entered the meditation as when you leave. And it's just that simple. I hope this message finds you well. I hope you guys are having a great day. Talk to you soon. Peace.